How is everyone? Oh, good. You're all having a good day?
Howdy.
Oh, yay! Those nerds are here.
I see more Tumblrpon people.
Nerds.
No, I see Ask Tyrant Sombra. I see him.
There's one.
Wait, where's Ask Tyrant Sombra?
Right there.
Bink.
That shirt.
Where? Oh, okay.
Come on. Yeah! Only one.
So she's still calling over.
Oh, the other one is there.
Ready?
Wait.
Group picture.
I'm good. Ready to go.
Ready?
I guess I'm not getting my phone back.
Woo!
All right, it's midnight, so let's go. Hi, everybody. How you doing? All right. So, welcome to Tumblrpon and You, the guide to surviving Ask Blogs. My name is TJ. I am the moderator of Ask Pirate Dash and Ask Mike Boom. And I would like everyone else on the panel to introduce themselves, starting to my left.
That's me.
You make me sad.
I'm Wiggles. I'm the moderator of Asking Sombra.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Kingsley. I'm Tamblon. I'm the moderator of Ask Opalescent Pearl. Who's this nerd?
Howdy. My name is Wildcard, and
Get out here!
Rude.
hold on a second. I got a letter.
He's got a letter.
Read it right. Read it live on
He's got a
stage.
letter.
Was this
Assuming it's safe
delivered
for
by the
work.
Pony Express?
Ha. Ha.
It's a notarized letter that says boo. Good coup de grace, Scope. He has gone to every single one of my panels today and booed me. Anyway, my name is Wildcard. I run the...
Come on, guys.
Later. My name is... and I run the Tales of... and Shining Armor Reports.
Now we'll go down my right, starting with this guy.
I'm Fisher. I used to run a blog, Tumblrpon, where I'd reblog everybody and anyone's art. I didn't actually do much art of my own, but I did a lot of networking. Chris, your turn.
My name's Chris, and I run Out of Work Derpy.
I'm Bugle, and I run the My Little Pony card game blog, Cloud Chaser and Footer Explain.
All right, so everybody's introduced themselves, and one thing I wanted to do at the start here is I wanted everyone to talk a little bit about what inspired the Ask blog that they started. So this time I'll start all the way down to my left.
But we did start on the left.
I never get to be first. All right. I would take anything from TJ.
The booty's closed.
Well, basically, what inspired Tales of Wildcard? No booing? Okay. And was. What? There you go. Okay. Was just I have a weird love for westerns and My Little Ponies, so that kind of came together. What's that? What's your favorite western? Probably
Question
a
and
fistful of
answer.
dollars.
Question and answers will be later. We need to get through this.
We'll go
We only have an hour.
Anyway, sorry, I'll continue.
Yeah.
So basically, westerns and My Little Pony kind of came together, and I wanted to make an OC that reflected both of those things. And Shining Armor Reports was just because I could do a semi-good Shining Armor impression, and I wanted to show it off.
Do it.
Want me to do it?
Yes.
Okay. Twiley, you know how much I love corn dogs. Anyway, I will pass it on to Opalescent. Earl.
It's Tam.
Tam.
All right, so my inspiration for making Pearl in the first place is my friends and I did a plot line, and she came from that. And I was like, I should do an ask blog because of this girl. And so Pearl was made, and I was having fun with it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's an OC.
Well, I had found the Tumblrs, and I was like, I want to make a blog, but all the characters have been taken. And then Equestria Daily was like, there's a new villain that's coming out. His name's King Somber. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll do it on him. And then like later they were like, oh, it's King Sombra, we're sorry. And I was like, okay, I'll make another blog. And then a week later he died, and I was like, all right.
And then several years later, he died again.
Isn't the blog
Not a
timeline
spoiler
like a week, though?
Good riddance.
Bless his face.
I guess it's my turn. Pirate Dash started because it's actually connected to my other blog, Mike Boom. He wasn't doing so well when I created him. He wasn't getting that much attention, and I wanted to try something else. So I went on a DeviantArt group that did prompts, and one of the prompts was Pirates versus Ninjas. So I threw an eye patch and a tattered vest on Rainbow Dash. I liked it enough to draw another pic. I still liked it. So then I started an Ask blog, and the rest is history.
I don't have an Ask blog. Does this apply to me?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to figure out
Get
an
off the
ask blog to
stage.
do, and it was during season 3, after Derpygate, and she wasn't anywhere to be found. So I started thinking, what happened to Derpy? It's like she was fired, and it dawned on me.
Well, for Cloud Chaser and Footer Explain, it just kind of came to me one day. I've been doing a lot for the My Little Pony card game community, just writing deck ideas and all of that stuff. And I was asked to join a completely different site, and I had the idea of, oh, what if I had two ponies who were playing the game, talking about it, and one would be a hardcore, has to win all the time, and the other one would be a
dirty casual.
no, everyone loves Footer, especially me. But essentially, I wanted a competitive player and a casual player, and I was thinking, well, I don't want one of the more common pairings, like Octavia and Vinyl, or Bon Bon and Lyra. I wanted to go a little more obscure, and the card art for Footer here, her original card, she was just smiling and so happy, and I'm just like, I really like this pony. And I found out that she had a best friend, and it just seemed like the way to go. And then they've been doing that for 2 years, arguing about how you should have fun. Is it win, or is it do whatever the heck you want? Woo! I leave the answer to you.
All right. So now we've told you why we started our blogs. So now we'll have Wiggles, Bugle, and Chris tell us why you should make an Ask blog.
Because it's fun.
I'm not anybody on that list.
Panel over. That's it. It's fun.
I said you.
Do I look like Wiggles? No.
No.
All right, I'll go. Well, I made Ask King Sombra primarily to practice art, because I hadn't drawn in years, and I was like, oh, I want to get back into it. So I started the blog, and I updated daily for about 3 months. If you think 3 times a week is bad, woo! So eventually I scaled back, but that really helped me, practice, having to sit down every single day and be like, I have to draw a dumb horse. Yay!
Man, I can barely do one a week.
Pretty much the same for me. But you at least, except for once a month or once a week.
Yeah. But yeah, in my case, since mine is more of a written blog, it was more for the writing, practicing the writing rather than the drawing, because I still can't draw. I don't know why these guys invited me here. I don't know them.
And also, an important thing is don't make a blog if you're just like, I want to make a blog so I can have 18 million followers. Because it's a bad thing. Bye.
Bye, couch.
Bye.
Bye.
Because you are. He's committed.
I never got to tell you how I felt.
Baby, come back.
You can blame it all on me.
He just needs to find a couch, that's all.
He's committed to the
Here he
bit.
comes.
I
That's
couldn't
good.
resist.
I'm going to keep talking. You're eating up our time, man.
In all seriousness though, you should really be doing these things for fun, because if you're not having fun, you're not going to put the passion into your work, and it's going to show.
And you're never going to be satisfied. You know, you're always going to be
no.
like, I want one more like. Oh, I want one more follower. Even when you get to the top, you'll be like, not enough. Ah.
You just turn it. You just turn it to Godzilla. You want everything.
Now, this isn't to say seeing your follower count increase isn't part of the fun.
Right, yeah.
But it shouldn't be your first priority. The first priority should be doing something that you really want to do. And if it's not something that you really want to do, it's probably not for you.
And the audience will be able to tell that your heart isn't in it. If you're just doing like, all right, I drew something, give me followers. They'll be like, okay, no.
Maybe if you put it in exactly those words.
So now they've told you why you should have an Ask blog, but one of the most common problems I've run into, or I've seen other people run into, is actually making the blog itself. You think it's really easy to just sign up for an account, like you're signing up for Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, but it's a little more difficult about that, and we'll have Fisher talk about that.
There's one decision at the start when you make your Tumblr blog that will be the most important decision you will ever make as an Ask blog. Main account versus secondary account. A main account is your main account, obviously. Only one person can run it. It can ask questions. It's all good and dandy in that sense. But a secondary account, if you say already have a Tumblr account and you just want to make another one, a secondary account has some crucial flaws. Yes, it's good. Multiple people can help in on it if it's like a collab blog, but it cannot ask questions. And if you want to interact with other blogs, you're going to need to ask a lot of questions. So make sure you don't make a secondary blog unless if you really know that's what you want to do.
And also, secondary blogs only show up as your main blog and their followers, so they won't know it's an Ask blog at all. So they'll see the first account that you made it with. So always make it your main account.
So now we've got that. So let's talk about the different types of Ask blogs that you can start as we start our slideshow here. You can just take a character from the show and make it your own. Like you just want to steal Trixie or Saffron Masala. Someone's got to do that at some point.
Or King Sombra in the corner there.
Yeah. To give you that one. But yeah, you basically take the character, maybe as you portray him in the show, with a little twist that you put on it, and just play him out as how you see them fit. Or you can go in a completely different direction and give them a little quirk. Like you could make them a pirate. You could make them jobless.
Pirates?
You could make them
A bounty
pregnant
hunter.
as a teenager.
God.
There's many different things you can do with it. And that sometimes is a little more popular than your canon character. What? Yeah, why did you steal her art, Fisher?
I'm sorry.
You used to have integrity, Fisher.
So this
See-
isn't a panel, it's an intervention for Fisher for stealing artwork. I'm sorry.
You gotta stop fishing for art.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Said I wouldn't do it, but I did. So while canon characters and alt canon characters can be a lot of fun, the most popular trend that we've seen happening in the Tumblrpon community nowadays, which can be even better, are original characters.
Draw my OC.
Pretty much. It's your character, it's their backstory, your backstory. You can do whatever you want with them. And Tam, tell us the benefits of an OC blog.
All right, well, the benefits of an OC blog is like you're not limited to one thing, like to canon personalities or anything. So like with Pearl, I can do whatever I want. I can change her on a whim if I want. And I mean, come on, OCs are pretty. Who doesn't have an OC? I mean, we all got to make one at one point. Raise your hand if you have an OC. Let me see those hands. See?
Why aren't you making ass blogs for them?
Yeah, join us. I know
Don't
you
do it.
did.
Don't do it. I don't need the competition. Don't do it.
I'm lost. What's an OC stand for again?
Original character.
Do not steal.
Or as we determined earlier, you can call your new character your Horsey C.
Stop. Stop.
Why?
Thank you.
Does anybody have a mason jar so we can do a pun jar? So we can
No.
charge?
Anyway, so
Besides the types of characters you can have for your blog, there's also the types of format. So, for instance, there's story blogs, which Wiggles and Chris could tell us about. There's written blogs, which is more.
we'll let him
Bugles
tell
can-
about it then.
I'm just giving them a summary.
Wait, isn't mine written too?
Fine, start with the story ones. Wiggles, go.
You write a story.
Go with it.
I mean, like, yeah, so you don't just answer questions. You have a plot, you know? You have a beginning, you have an end. Yeah.
If you've seen Wiggles scripts, they're insane.
They're really dumb.
Would you like to give some examples?
I mean, they're mostly just like sound effects. It'll be like, ah, oh my gosh, really? Ah, no, no.
So tell us the benefits of running a story blog then. Why should people consider that?
Well, I mean, I think that people are drawn to characters more when there's, you know, a goal, there's more personality to them, and people are more prone to ask questions when they have, like, prompts to questions. Like, I try and end updates with, like, an obvious question to be asked, where, you know, if
You're
there's
good
a
at that.
sobbing coffee talk, you might be like, are you okay?
No. No.
I also
Does
think
she
it helps,
look
I also
okay?
think it helps make it so it's easier for you to get your next update started. You know, it helps push you.
It also
you're just-
keeps the reader drawn in, so they want to see what happens next. Yeah.
Very good. So, and you don't have to be limited to just drawing updates for an Ask blog. You don't have to draw it out because we know not everybody is talented at drawing, so you can take other directions with it too. You can use your words like Wildcard does. So tell us the benefits of running
More like
an
his
audio
voice.
vocal actor blog.
All right.
Tell us how fun it is.
Who here even wants to do an audio blog?
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. All right. This is good too. That works. Okay. The perks of doing an audio blog is that they get to hear how sexy you sound. Especially if you do a country accent.
Stop, please. Oh
It's high noon.
my God.
Step right up. Basically, what? You want to say Nerf McCree? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, come on,
Get
let's
outta
go,
here.
let's go, let's go,
Anyway,
let's go.
Basically, what the perks of doing an audio blog is that it's a little. I'm not trying to crap in any other format, but it's slightly more immersive in that you get to actually hear the characters. Like I said, not poo-pooing any other format, but it makes stories kind of pop more, and I think that's interesting, at least from my point of view, because as we all know, a big part of the My Little Pony appeal is that the voice actors are so good, and I'm terrible, so that's saying something. But
That's a lie.
Don't fluster him.
anyway, I don't want to compare things, but it's actually a little bit easier to do voiceover than it is art. It takes a little less time since audio formatting is like pretty cut and dry, and animating is like creative and so many flourishes and whatnot. But I mean, I love doing audio posts, and again, you can tell a really good story with audio posts with sound effects and music and stuff like that. So if you want to go that way, do it. I will be waiting for you in the parking lot. So.
Sounds fun. So you can use your words to tell your story. You can also type out the words. There's some Ask blogs that have paragraphs and stories. Bugles, yours is more of a script format. So tell us the benefits of writing out instead of drawing your Ask blog.
Yeah, well, I kind of cheat a tiny bit because I do have little avatar arts on the side.
Whatever.
But it's little emoticons. It helps show what emotion they're showing. And I think the most popular one is Cloud Chaser Facehoof. Very, very sad. But as for the actual writing itself, one of the benefits of it is you can have a lot more. You'll typically have a lot more words when the only thing you're focusing on is the words and not the art. Which isn't to say that people don't want to look at pretty pictures by any means, but some people, this is a very, very character-driven show, and having strong characters have long discourses can be pretty useful. And for my blog specifically, a written format is a lot better than an artistic format, aside from the fact that I can't draw, because it's trying to be edutainment, not just characters having fun. I'm trying to explain various aspects of the game. It isn't Flitter and Cloud Chaser talk about things for undefined periods of time. It's Flitter and Cloud Chaser explain. But yeah, just the fact that you can do an awful lot with it, get an awful lot of character development is really, really helpful. A picture might say 1,000 words, but 1,000 words also is 1,000 words.
All right. And there's one more format we want to talk about. I haven't seen it too much, but we know someone up here on the panel is really big into that part of the Tumblrpon community. So Tana's going to tell us about how you can role play with your Ask blog.
All right, so the roleplay community on Tumblr is actually pretty big, but they're kind of very exclusive with each other. So I actually have a roleplay blog for Pearl, and it lets me actually interact with her with other characters like she wouldn't do in her Ask blog. So one of my friends plays Discord, so I get to see how she would react around Discord or how she would react around other characters that she would never would. And it's actually really fun because you make a lot of friends like that, and you get to roleplay. Who doesn't like role-playing? I like role-playing. Oh.
All right, cool. Is that it, Tam?
What? Yes.
Okay. You're good. All right, so we know how to start our blog. We know what type of characters we can use. We know what type of formats we can use, but we need people to find your Ask blog so others can interact with it. And Fisher is our big expert on that, so I'm going to tag him and let him tell us about the next part.
That was a great intro, and then you had to ruin it with a pun.
I can't resist. I just can't.
So one thing about Tumblr is that their programmers do anything but program a site well.
Oh,
That's a joke. Laugh.
So their tagging system only recognizes the first 5 tags you put in. Everything else, if someone searches for that tag, it's not going to show up. Your post is not going to show up. So you need to make sure that those first 5 tags they're your babies. They're the most important ones. And they're your tools for helping people find you. So, in my opinion, most important tag is the character that you're using, assuming it's not an original character. After that, it would be whatever characters you have interacting with them in the background, or maybe if you're referencing something from a new episode, put that in. You can also put in general tags like My Little Pony, but it's sort of like putting a bottle into a giant waterfall. You're going to get mixed in with everything else that's going through. Good, bad. It's still better than my art or a cute picture of me. But yeah, the tags are probably the most crucial tool for helping people find your blog on Tumblr. That and also reblogs, which TJ is going to talk about a little bit later.
Yes.
So I guess we're going to move on to Ask?
Yeah.
Can I add something about tagging real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so for a lot of us, we index our blogs to saying, if you want to see characters on a certain thing, it only counts the first 15 tags. So any more tags after that do not show up on the blog at all.
Well, that
Looking at
depends
you,
on the
Wiggles.
theme of the blog. Because some themes allow only up to 15 and some do unlimited.
Oh yeah, that's true. But everyone kind of here uses the Redux theme, I think, maybe? Do we?
No?
The Redux theme?
Do we do it?
Redux.
The Redux theme is like
Oh,
the most
that one.
commonly used one,
Yeah.
and that one only does 15.
It's nice.
Yeah. All right, so we know how to tag our blog now, but we want to interact with the community, and one good way to do that is to send ask, but there are good ways to send ask, and there are bad ways to send ask.
I'll get to the bad ones after this.
So, so tell us, since you get a lot of questions on your blog, Wiggles, tell us how you can have your chances increase to get your ask answered.
Well, specifically on my blog, which is a story blog, asking a question that has to do with the story is a good idea. Like if I'm, doing my story and I get a question being like, hey, Sombra, do you like pie? I'm not gonna stop the story and be like, oh my gosh, I love pie. Or, read through the blog and make sure the question hasn't already been answered. I always have people being like, Sombra, why are you evil? It's like, I went over that 5 times already. Read the old updates. So just follow along with the story and just ask, actual questions that you are prompted to ask as you're following the story. And keep them short. That is a good thing. Like a sentence. Don't do a big old paragraph because I can't fit a big old paragraph. I go in there and I edit them to make them smaller when they're too big. Yeah. So just keep it short. That's nice.
And Chris, I see in a lot of reblogs from different, or I see on a lot of asks from different blogs that it's always your derpy that seems to be popping up in ones that get answered. So tell us your thought process when you send out an ask.
Well, one of the first things I do is I always try and have an ask that I always use, something that's generic, and something that would help them drive their story. And something that also has a theme with my blog. One of the asks I almost always ask is, what do you do for a living, or do you have a job? It's pretty specific, and it helps. It's a question someone can answer to help bring out their character some more. And stuff like that are good questions to ask. If you're really close in following them, and you know more about what's going on, follow up stuff that they've been doing in the blog. And try not to ask the same questions, but for a blog that's been going a long time, sometimes it's easy to miss, but it's better to ask than not ask.
So that's how you send a good ask. Now here's some asks that you should not send, and we'll tell you that you're not going to get it answered.
This is the Hall of Shame.
Yes. They mostly come from you, Tam, so tell us all the terrible things Pearl has been asked.
What do you mean? All these asks on those slides are mine. Because no one else sent them in.
No.
Okay, so give us some examples of some bad asks or asks that you get a lot that really will not get answered, and as a warning to others. Something like
Can
that.
I have a hug is definitely one of them. No, you cannot. Don't touch me. Let's see, what?
Derpy can come live in my castle and have $1 million, and
Oh, yeah.
Dinky can go to school there, and you won't have any more problems anymore. I'm tempted to answer one of those and end my blog for a month.
I've actually had several people being like, Sombra, I bring you back to life with my magic. You're healed now.
No, he's dead.
I can't. No.
He's super dead.
Or I get lots of Sombra, I'm your son from another
Oh, God.
dimension. Teach me dark magic.
Be healed!
Also, you are never going to join Petey's pirate crew. You're not going to win a fight against Bookworm because she's an alicorn, and yeah, you can't join. No, so stop
And Pearl
trying.
does not have Stockholm Syndrome, so stop asking.
But I'm an alicorn who's, both Celestia and Luna are my mom, and
Do you happen to be red and black too?
How did you know?
no, I'm black and red. It's an important difference.
Nice one.
For the record, I will hug you.
Okay.
Can I have
Only
a
once.
hug? Can I have a hug?
What are you kidding? Get away from me.
Oh. This is the guy who asked me to fight him every day on Skype.
So as you see on the slide there, you don't have to send an ask as your character. A common tactic is to send an ask as anon. It's a tactic. So you get a lot of these anon asks, Tam. So
I do, and they're usually jerks because they don't want to show their face to me, so I can call them out on it.
there are legit reasons that you may not want to send an ask as your character. Like maybe you just don't want them
Nervous.
involved in the story. Maybe you're just too nervous to send it, or maybe you just don't have an account quite yet, but you want to help the story because you like the blog and such. But anons can be pretty vicious and bad as well.
Anon hate is a thing. Do not be intimidated by it.
Right.
Laugh at it.
Another useful tactic if you're a story blog and you're not getting the ask that you need, go on Anon and ask the question you need. There is no shame. There is
Done
no
it.
shame in it.
I did the thing.
Guilty.
I do it too.
I've done it.
I ask my friends to do it.
Alcoholics Anonymous. Hello, my name is Wiggles, and I've submitted asks to my own blog.
Just to progress the story.
Oh.
I've actually asked myself with my own account a question. Oh, man.
Oh. So, we also want to cover RP asks that you get in an ask blog. That,
Oh my
yeah, tell us how bad that can get.
Oh my god.
Any role play ask you send to my blog, I will end with, I put on my robe and wizard hat. Even if it's a cowboy, wizard hat.
But yeah, like the role play, it's just like a way to get their characters into the story. And no, I'm not drawing you free fan art, sorry. Unless I like you.
Like, if a person wants to include your character, they will. But doing like a red pony walks into your shop and also buys some things and says, hello, my name is Red and my cutie mark is a star.
A
It's like,
plus.
it's probably not gonna happen.
A plus character, do not steal.
So now we know what questions you should and should not send. So let's talk about how we interact with the community. And for this next part, it's going to get a little interactive.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Don't
He's
be
coming
scared.
down.
So I want to talk about likes and reblogs. There's a big difference between likes and reblogs on Tumblr. If you like something and you're showing your appreciation to someone and that they've done a good job, but all you're basically doing is, hey, I like your stuff.
That's me, I do that.
But if you reblog something, let's go, Tam. Okay. If you're reblogging something, you get to show the whole community. It's like, hey, you see what my friend did? Wasn't it great? Hey, you see what my friend did? Isn't it great? Hey, you see what my friend did? Wasn't it great? So that's what reblogs do. Reblogs spread it out through the whole community, so everyone gets a chance to see it. And
then all those-
reblogs are also great because it can help people discover new ask blogs. I don't know how many. No! Reblogs are also a great way to get out in the community. I don't know how many times I've discovered new ask blogs, mostly from you, by just having
Sound
someone
boom.
reblog it and see it. I'll see the reblog, I'll check out their account and their ask blog, and I'll give it a like, I'll give it a follow. So that's a good way to get out in the community. Reblog it if you can.
And every one of those followers who sees that reblog might reblog it themselves and get a great big train of promotion going.
Another trick is if you do some sort of like promote me or support me at the bottom of your post or something. If you throw reblog me on the bottom or something like that, usually a call to action like that will get people to reblog. I just started doing that like a month ago.
I just
and
started
my
doing that
reblogs
too.
doubled.
So another way you can interact with the community, you sound a little guilty for saying this, but you can give us fan art. Not just us specifically, but if you like a blog,
Draw my OC.
I have. But if you like a blog enough, draw a piece of fan art for them. Show them that you appreciate it, and we'll usually post it, and we'll give you credit for it. And that's one way to get your name out there, to show people that, hey, I'm around. I've done this. This is art that I do, and
It's a real good way to get started.
Yeah.
And that's usually how I find the blogs that I want to follow is people, reblog fan art that they've drawn for them. I'm like, oh, that style is cool. I'll follow them. Oh, they're cool.
And they
I'll
mention you
follow
in
them.
it, and you see it in your activity feed. You're like, hey, someone mentioned me. So you go check it out.
Another way you can interact with the community, you can have crossovers. Like you can have your blog and another Ask blog having collaborative story, collaborative event. I believe you've done a few of them, Chris.
Yep.
How have those gone?
Mostly good.
Tell us what it's like that being a crossover.
Well, you gotta make sure you and the person you're doing the crossover with are on the same page. Like, person I was doing, one of the people I was doing the crossover with updated like every day. So I was like, I can't keep up with that. So, I mean, if you want to keep your thing kind of going a little bit longer, then I'll chime in every week. And we worked it out, and it worked. Another person I did the crossover with barely updated. And that kind of storyline kind of fell off at the end. But, that's kind of the gamble you have sometimes when you do a crossover. But if you do a crossover, try and get someone you know that's going to keep updating and keep with it. And try and keep the crossover relatively short. You don't want some really long monstrosity because eventually someone's going to peter off or do something else.
That's actually how Wiggles and I became friends, was a prom crossover that was one-sided by me.
Sorry.
It's because she was so busy and I understood. So I drew cute stuff for us.
And then another popular method I've seen of interacting with the community is just having other people do guest updates for your blog. Say like your computer broke down, or you just don't have that much time for your blog anymore, or you go on a month-long vacation around Christmas time.
You're really tired.
Pretty much. You could ask around, ask if anyone would be willing to do an update for your Ask blog. There's nothing wrong with that. It keeps your blog going. It may give someone else another chance to be in the spotlight and give them a chance to get their name out there. So everyone wins when you do that.
Yep.
How have guest updates worked for you? Tell us about your experiences with that.
Well, usually when I do my Christmas hiatus, where I
Wiggle
sleep, where I go on a sleep for a month.
Hibernation.
So I tell people, I give them I have a theme. One year I did Meanwhile, where I had what my characters were doing, while Sombra and Coffee Talk were doing hijinks. So I gave everyone, a loose script of here, you have this character, they're doing this, draw what you want. But I just made sure to be you have to give me this art by this time, or else that's bad. You just have to make sure, because you don't want, to be all right, it's time for me to post the update. Oh, you didn't draw it? Oh. Great, okay. So just, have some guidelines. It's cool, it's nice.
I had a lot of
Yeah,
pressure
so very-
from the first during the last one, so.
No pressure.
Very similar for me, except for most of the times I did kind of I had them ask, answer questions that were kind of more mundane, so it wouldn't really, if somebody didn't send in, it wouldn't hurt anything. And for the most part, everyone did. Just I think one or two people who wanted to didn't, even though I kept saying they were going to.
Yeah. I think an element of freedom in a guest update is important because you don't want to just give someone a script and be okay, do exactly this. And then it's not going to be fun for them because, so try and give them, let them have some fun. They're doing this for free for you. Don't make it a chore.
And usually what I do is if someone wants to do a guest update for me, I'll just cut out 4 or 5 questions, give them, and just be have fun with it. Just do whatever you want. So now we know what we can and can't do on an Ask blog, and we all know that it's not always going to be an update with your character when you post. Sometimes you'll post other things to your Ask blog. So we're going to tell you some things that you can do that are encouraged and some things that you shouldn't post that should be discouraged. First off, live streams is something you can post. Tell us a little bit about that.
When I do live streams, it's been a while, but mainly just when I'm working on a post. Sometimes I'll throw a live stream up there just to get some people to talk to and just hang out, and just to have fun.
Gets the hype train going.
That too.
But remember to delete them after you're done. You don't
Or
want
put
people being
offline.
oh, a live stream. Oh, it's over. Or you don't want 18,000 live stream posts when they're trying to look through your art.
Another thing you can post, we've all been there if you need to maybe make a little money with your art. A few of us have done it up here on the panel. You can tell us a little more about that.
Well, I have a Patreon, but I only advertise it like twice a year.
I think you're the only one with one.
Yeah, you're the only one with a Patreon, I think.
Yeah.
I should advertise it more, but I don't. Give me money, guys. I have a Patreon.
I got one too.
Yes.
I just try and, I've been worse before. I had like this big tag on the bottom of my post I put, but I've scaled it down to as small as I possibly could because it's an eyesore really. But basically at the end of my blog, I put a little teeny image with Derpy and asking for support. And then I just put a link to the Patreon, if you could. Just, one line of text and one little really tiny image.
It fits into your blog too.
It does.
It's good to make an announcement about it when you first announce it, but if you're constantly making that announcement that, hey, I'm begging for money pretty much through donations, or I'm taking all these commissions. I know from personal experience that turns people off, and you'll start to lose followers, and people will start to become uninterested in the blog because it's not about your character anymore. It's about you needing to pay rent. That's not what people come to see.
I can't update my blog if I don't have a house, guys.
And if you have more posts asking for money than you do of art,
Do it, but don't overdo it.
yeah.
And sometimes your personal life will even sneak onto it. And
School.
yeah, school, it mostly discouraged, but sometimes it's okay.
What? Oh, I'm a thing?
Yeah.
What am I? Where are we? I lost it.
Drama's a big fickle beast that can sneak into any situation,
Well,
but
I'm a bad
never
example
let it onto your
because-
draw blog.
Yeah.
Never let your personal drama get onto your draw blog. No good will come of it.
That's what a
Or
mod blog's
update
for.
all
Even
the
then, you
time
probably
and
want to
never
limit it.
ever stop.
How do you live? You have
I
like 2
don't.
jobs.
There's a lot of this. I do have 2 jobs. Wow. Time management.
Well, let's transition to our next topic then, since you're the expert on this one. Having a constant or when should you update? Tell us a little bit about when you should update.
Not at midnight.
Whatever. I do read. I think having a schedule is important. You don't have to have a 3 times a week schedule. That's for crazy people who do that. But just whatever you're comfortable with. Once a week, once a month. But it helps to have a schedule because then you'll do it. Because if I didn't have a schedule, I would never ever post. I'd be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
I can't do it today. Something came up.
Right, exactly. You'll just keep making excuses. So as long as you just have a schedule, just like once a month, I'll do it. So that when it gets to the 31st, you'll be like, I haven't done it yet. I have to do it. I did it. And you'll feel better.
Yeah, don't kill yourself. Like Wiggles does it 3 times. I wish I could.
And she hasn't missed one yet.
I'm fine.
But
How's
The
she
way-
alive? I don't know. I worry about her, guys.
She'll
Are
be
you
fine.
okay
I
there?
am human, I promise.
Are you sure?
I am not a robot.
But we can't be robots like Wiggles, but always keep in mind your real life comes first. Like if you have things that you need to take up, like medical emergencies or just work comes first. Remember, your real life has to come first before your ass blog. Why are you shaking your head?
Because she doesn't have a life.
That's the secret.
Shots fired.
Ouch.
Because I love her. Okay. No, don't hurt me.
But no, seriously, these are hobbies. They're fun hobbies. They're great fun hobbies. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. And most people will be pretty accepting of the fact that it's a day late, or a week late, or a month late. Or a year. I haven't done that bad yet.
But even if it's like once a month.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
All right. So one final thing we wanted to do before we get to the Q&A session is kind of like a little motivational part to kind of not get discouraged about when you run your Ask blog, because you may not be the best at art or writing at the start. So we wanted to show you how a few of us have come along since we started our Ask blog. So
Please don't
here
laugh.
comes embarrassing art.
Oh, please do laugh.
So here's my first post ever on PD. She has a really big booty, apparently. This was all the way back. You got the date wrong on this, Fisher.
I got the date off your blog.
Whatever. Mid-October of 2011 was when I started PD. So how does it look today?
Pretty good.
That's how it looks. A lot has changed. She's colored now. She's lined. She's still kidnapping Applejack, but
She has a slightly smaller booty.
slightly smaller. She has bookworm booty now. All right, so next, yeah, it's your turn. Tell us a little bit.
Well, this is a bad example because this first post, I was like, for some reason, I don't remember why, but I was like, I have to update today. I'm at work, but I have to update. So I used like the pen tool. I didn't like draw it at all. I was like, pen tool, paintbrush, there, art. And then you look at the next post, and it doesn't look anything like this, but.
So how does it look now?
Oh, look, he's dead.
I think his design is highly improved here, you know.
He makes a great marking on the floor.
Yeah, wow, he really stands out.
So tell us a little bit how you've grown as an artist since you started Sombra.
I mean, his nose has grown a lot.
He's Pinocchio.
He doesn't have a nose anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Can you point to the nose on this picture?
Actually, that like whole thing is his nose. Like, the rest of his body is somewhere else.
All right, so we got one more. It's your turn, Tam. So this is what it
yes.
looked like a couple years
Oh
ago.
my gosh.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
Oh man. Don't you love that gradient background? Holy cow.
What's wrong with
Ooh.
gradient
And
background?
I hand wrote my stuff. Oh god.
All right, so how does it look now? Tell us a little bit how you've grown since you started Pearl.
I actually can draw mares now. Woo!
Oh, we got Derpy. Oh, we did get you in. All right, so here's your first post. Tell us about it.
Squiggle vision. I was just using a reference from one of the images off that line, and it was the first time I've used a tablet in over like 5 years, and you can really tell.
So how does it look now? Oh.
Oh hey, it's a sound boom. Look at that.
Tell us a little bit about your growth.
Well, I just I drew every week, and I just slowly just improved. I don't know how to really explain it. I just try new things like the glow. Like I try learning how to do that, and try different techniques for line art. Instead of just slowly getting that squiggle, doing more like the fast lines. And if you screw it up, hit undo, and just keep at it. Eventually, you'll learn tricks. You'll want to learn. You'll go find tutorials, and you'll try and emulate what other people have done, and you'll kind of start incorporating it into your own style.
So you all saw how kind of.
Can I say something quick? So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so mine's not on there because you wouldn't really be able to tell a difference now. It's mostly words and faces of ponies, but the actual first post I made was kind of this Technicolor. I was trying to be cute, having them both. There were no pictures, and I had just purple text, different shades of purple text, on another colored background. And a lot of people said, "This text is really good, but I can't read it."
Yes, readable font.
That's another hint. Don't make your blog in one of those like 12-year-old like cursive font with like light blue handwriting and a purple background.
Yeah, I never claimed to be an artist, even with words. But yeah, it changed. It changed a lot. Someone gave me. Someone decided, no, I know how to program, and you should do this thing and have face here and face here. It makes it look like they're talking, and so yeah. Even with text, there's a lot of places to grow. I assume that's also true with voice?
Yes.
Regarding voice?
Yeah.
In terms of change?
Yeah, go ahead.
Puberty?
All right. That's cute.
I'm going to die after this.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Air some dirty laundry here. Okay, so when I first started my Tales of Wildcard blog, are you guys familiar with Shadow the Hedgehog?
Original character. Do not steal.
My bandit OC Wild was basically just screaming Maria every audio post. He was such an edgelord. This is who I am. Basically, if it had been now, he would have been die, die, die. But now he is the aloof cowboy that doesn't really care about anything. And characters can evolve as the years goes on, as we've clearly seen down the line here. I mean, it's really no different from how art works. You just improve as time goes on.
That's what running an ask blog can do. You saw how we weren't that great at art at the start, but you just keep at it, you keep practicing, you keep working at it, you keep drawing updates, and eventually you'll get really great at art, and you'll get really great at writing, and you'll get really great at voice acting. So,
Or whatever your medium is.
So it looks we got about 10 minutes left, so we need to hit the Q&A portion here. So if anyone's got any questions, yeah, I guess I'll just stand there. There. You can't ask on Anon.
Use your mic, Mike Boom.
Please do not ask about future
Yes.
spoilers.
You cannot ask about spoilers. Try to ask all of us the questions and.
Not just Wiggles.
Yeah. So have at it.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, so because Tumblr's messaging inbox system is a complete waste of trash
Disaster.
or whatever, it's bad. How do you manage the asks that come into your inbox, and how do you physically integrate them into your updates in a timely manner?
We don't.
Print screen.
I mean,
Witchcraft.
Well, I use Photoshop where I just like screenshot all the questions and dump them in and cut out which ones I
Yeah.
want and then just cut them out nice. I have a tutorial on my mod blog. You could check it out sometime.
follow Ask
What
Wiggles.
is your mod blog?
Ask Wiggles.
With a hyphen.
Dash Wiggles.
Dash Wiggles.
Before you even say a word. This guy is the dude who runs Ass Drunk Discord. I don't know if you guys have seen that blog.
Woo, Rev.
So he's another audio blog that you should follow, but go ahead.
I'm going to break the Ask Everybody rule. Wild card. What's your favorite scary movie?
How does this relate?
This is a reference from a very, very old stream we did. I used to do, I still do in-character pony streams called Ponies and Pints, which Wiggles did the art for recently when I brought it back. Great job, by the way.
Oh, there.
And there was a scene where our Brayburn voice actor was trying to, because it was Shining Armor Reports. It was basically Shining Armor babysitting the Cutie Mark Crusaders. No, or is it? I forget. It was one of those. And Brayburn was stalking them. And for some reason, he kept calling Shining Armor's house going, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And he was apparently hiding in the bathroom the whole time.
Oh.
And they sound like, "Is that you?" And he's like, "I'll never tell." But my favorite scary movie is Nightmare on Elm Street, if you really want to know.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, long tangent. Go ahead.
I was actually going to ask you, what do you use for sound? Like, where do you go for your sound bites or sound recording equipment or something? Or software, I guess.
That's a broad. Okay,
It is
so
really broad,
like
I'm sorry.
recording stuff.
Yes.
I use a condenser microphone through a audio interface. Like I'm trying to think of something simple. I mean, do you want to start out doing this, or are you just curious?
Yeah, I'm willing to work on it. Yeah.
If you want to, I started out with this blog. I started out with a Yeti microphone, which is a USB mic you just plug in and record.
Right.
Best free program I can recommend is Audacity to do sound engineering. It looks simple, but if you really dig into it, it's a friggin' beast, dude. Like even for a free program. But if you really want to like jump beyond that, hit me up after the panel, and I'll give you all the information you need.
By all means.
Yep.
I technically have two questions, but they're both really quick ones, so I don't take up the time.
Do it.
Go.
Question one is, I started out as a writing blog. It did not go very well because, to be honest, it seems like it's really hard to get a writing blog off the ground because nobody wants to read walls of text. So I don't really have the benefit of having two characters interacting there. So the question one is, how would you get a writing blog off the ground? Not just for followers necessarily, but just to a quality that people can generally enjoy. The second one is, I tend to be on the receiving end of a lot of reblogs because, for example, when Wiggles posts an Ask Sombra update, I usually get about 18 of them. So, so from the receiving end, how would you, on the whole reblog thing, how would you still encourage the reblogging? I'm not saying you shouldn't, trust me, but how would you, how do you handle getting that many reblogs at once?
You scroll.
Yeah, I mean, I just turned off my notifications so they don't pop up anymore.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It's in the settings.
Yes.
It's lovely.
This would be dead
I didn't know
if I
that.
did
I'm
it.
sorry. Thank you. Question and answer for that one.
I guess for the writing, one, do you have any advice on that, Bugle?
I mean, basically, I kind of started with a built-in audience because there are people who already wanted to just see people talking about the card game.
Like me.
But I would say just keep at it. Network. I don't really network, so I'm giving you advice I'm not actually following myself. But networking is a good idea, and just.
I don't know if this is
I post to the I post my thing in several different places. I tweet about it every time I make an update because I don't have the pictures for people to look at, so people don't. We'll just pass it by as just like, oh, that's a mod blog. You know, I don't want to read that right now. But I post it to Twitter. I post it to Reddit. I got featured on EQD once because Enterplay, the people who make the game, were like, oh yeah, you should do this. But yeah, the unfortunately, one of the disadvantages of a writing blog is EQD doesn't seem to care. EQD seems to only want art blogs, and
Are you listening, Couch?
yeah, it was very discouraging for me as well, so I do kind of understand. But if you can get on EQD, people will read it. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
I don't know if this is applicable for your story. This is just whole conjecture. I have no idea if this will work. But you could take one character in your world or setting and do role play as them. That might get the role players in on your side, and then you can transition into a writing blog from there,
Yeah,
maybe?
That's
an
actually
idea.
a pretty good idea too, yeah.
Or maybe have some, figure out some way to get some sort of image, like a splash image for each update. So at least you have something that pops to catch their attention, maybe.
Yeah, a splash image would help, for sure. And depending on the blog, maybe FimFic.
Okay.
Let's do
Next.
lightning questions.
Yeah,
Lightning
we got like
questions.
3 minutes left, so we
Sure.
got.
As someone who used to have two blogs, one which was strictly an ask blog and the other one which was an attempt at a story blog, I know you said not to try to keep it broad, but this is going to have to be mainly directed to the two who do story blogs. How do you go about creating the story so it's something that you stick with all the way through to the end and not get distracted with it or start falling out of love with the ideas that you're coming up with it?
Well, personally, I only wrote a really, really loose skeleton where I'm like this beat, this beat, this beat. So I don't write everything out in advance. So that way I can change things on the fly. I can keep it interesting for myself. So I'm not married to anything.
Yeah, mine's all in here. That's dangerous, though. But yeah, if you need to take a break, take a break. Do something else. Just ask a random question. I know it breaks the story, but sometimes it's good to work on other things.
I took a 6-month break, and now I'm coming back in full force. So there's really no harm
Good
in
job.
it.
Oh, ouch. Ooh, them fighting words.
My heart, it bleeds.
Hi. Around season 2 ending, I tried starting an Ask blog, and I was going through college and stuff, and now I'm working at a factory, and it's just been really hard for me to finish things with it. And I was wondering if you guys had any advice for me, like starting over and trying to get back to finish things.
Do you still have your old blog?
Yeah, I still have it.
Can you just continue it?
It never really had a cohesive story or anything. It was just me trying to make an Ask blog with I guess it was probably not as direction-based as it could have been.
I guess what I would do is figure out exactly what you want to do. And kind of have an idea, and then just go for it. If you feel like you really need to restart. But, you know, if you find yourself redoing old posts, that's going to get old quick.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to do anything like that. So either just start fresh and just start at a new chapter in that character's life, or just wipe everything but do something different. Don't redo the same stuff you started with.
If you've been inactive for a while, you could do it like a time skip and then start the story from there.
I've been inactive for a very long time.
A year? Could still work.
Yeah, about a year actually.
All right.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
I might suggest coming up with an in-universe reason for why they haven't said anything for a while. Like, maybe they got kidnapped by pirates.
I wonder who.
That'll get me to update.
All right, hello. I personally don't have an MLP Ask blog. I have 2 different ones for 2 different fandoms, but I was actually wondering what was a good digital art program, because most of my stuff's just traditional art.
Well, I personally use Photoshop, but it's kind of like not user-friendly. But
I use
I've
Paint
heard,
Tool Sci.
yeah, good things about
Yeah.
Paint Tool Sci.
There's Clip Studio Art or Manga Studio? Manga Studio, yes.
Fire
It's the same thing.
Alpaca is like kind of like Photoshop, but
Krita.
free. Mischief,
What's
apparently.
that?
Google them all.
I will. Sounds
thank you.
cool.
Yeah.
I like
You're
free
welcome.
stuff.
MS Paint.
Oh, this nerd.
Best
So,
quality
guys.
art. Yeah.
From a couple of retired vets.
All right.
How is Tumblrpon?
Last question. Sorry, guys. It's 1 a.m. We gotta wrap
come
this
on,
up.
don't make
You
me.
can ask us after the
Outside.
panel.
Yeah.
My question was a joke question, man.
Ah.
How is
Yeah.
Tumblrpon?
All right, just
Huh?
How's Tumblrpon doing?
I think it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it still
Do you
active?
think
What was
do
the
you think
question?
it's picking up again?
I just
think
had
it is.
300 different blogs draw a
Yeah.
specific fan art for me, so
Yeah,
that's,
but that's
not
you.
a testament of like
Yeah, but that's you.
But that's you,
You've
Liz.
had blogs come back from the
300
dead.
blogs that are active. and
Blogs that
fun.
don't even exist anymore.
I will admit something that I admittedly thought the community was kind of like struggling to be active for a little while, and then I kept seeing all the Samboom posts that you kept reblogging and reblogging and reblogging. You probably still are. Was it like you said like what 300 at one point?
There's at least 300, and there's still a couple more I need to reblog.
And it's very encouraging to me to see the community come together again. It's sad and it sucks. It's because your blog's about dead, but
Literally.
it's
Ending.
it's encouraging to see the community come together like that again. And this is a really great community, and there's a lot of great people in it. There are these people up here I consider like family. Fisher's like my brother. Tam's like my little sister. Wiggles is my crazy cousin. But these people are like family, and I would not be able to do things like come to BronyCon and run a panel or vent at a table if it wasn't for my Ask blog. Have fun with your Ask blog, because great things can happen with it.
Make new friends.
Yep.
So, you guys have any final parting, very, very, very quick thoughts?
I love you.
Not you. From the panelists.
I find there's a bit of irony in fact that with the ending, the death of Purple Log almost mirrors the death of Sombra himself, and that it's revitalizing everything. The irony or coincidence, whatever you call it, it's amazing.
I guess you could also say that
Here it comes. Here it comes.
that his explosion made everyone dusty. Shut up! It's 1 a.m.
C minus.
If you guys had questions, you can ask us out in the hall then, and I got stickers if you want.
Thank you for coming.